News, ABC7 Eyewitness News at 7 starts streaming now.
On this hour of Eyewitness News, chaos on Capitol Hill as lawmakers work to try and select a House Speaker. They're set to meet again right now for another round of voting.
Plus, thieves smash into a store in Lincoln Park, and it's not the first time. And now the owner fears they will be targeted again.
Man is sentenced in a deadly crash that killed a pregnant suburban woman and her young children.
And later tonight, the Great Chicago Blood Drive is nearly here. Tonight, we are hearing from a man who benefited from donations like yours.
And from a twist on roller skates to a high-tech bird feeder, the new items being unveiled at a big technology event this week. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Rob Elgis.
And I'm Judy Sue. Right now, the U.S. House of Representatives meeting once again as the House continues to work on selecting a new speaker. We have a live picture looking at the Capitol tonight where lawmakers are set to meet. But Leader Kevin McCarthy just said a short time ago there is no deal yet, and he is not sure another vote tonight would be productive. As ABC's Faith Abube reports tonight, this vote has been playing out in historic fashion.
Republican hardliners delivering another embarrassing blow to GOP leader Kevin McCarthy and his bid to become the next House Speaker.
A speaker has not been elected.
The group refusing to coalesce around their conference leader for the sixth time in 2 days.
My colleagues, well, it's Groundhog Day. Again.
McCarthy unable to reach the crucial 218 vote minimum needed to secure the speaker's gavel in the Republican-controlled House.
Sure, it looks messy, but democracy is messy. Democracy is messy by design.
Ahead of the vote, McCarthy projecting confidence that he would win eventually.
We're going to continue to talk, and we'll find an agreement where we all get together and we'll work through this and we'll get it done.
But the anti-McCarthy wing of the party isn't budging. And after the fourth round, McCarthy losing another vote. One of his previous supporters voting present, meaning McCarthy was down to only 201 votes in his favor from 202 yesterday, with the 20 hardline conservatives remaining united against him. That's even after former President Donald Trump encouraged them to, quote, vote for Kevin, close the deal.
The president needs to tell Kevin McCarthy that, sir, you do not have the votes and it's time to withdraw.
McCarthy's supporters growing more frustrated.
The majority is only a majority if we actually work together.
And so far, one senior House Democrat has floated the idea of voting for McCarthy in order to end this chaos. But McCarthy would need at least 4 votes from the other side of the political aisle. And analysts say that's a tall order. In Washington, Faith Abube, ABC News.
So many people asking what's going to happen next. We just keep on waiting.
Uncharted territory.
Yeah.
I mean, this is historic. It had been 100 years since first vote didn't get a speaker, and now here we are, coming up on number 7. Here's a live pic. Thanks, Michelle, our producer, calling this up, of the House of Representatives. Kevin McCarthy was reporting, and I know you mentioned it, Judy, and CNN had said maybe he does not want to vote again tonight, but there has been some indication of some positive talks. He's still several votes, as you saw in that graphic away from.
And no official business can move forward until the party has a speaker.
We'll keep an eye on this as the hour progresses and let you know if anything happens. Phil is with us today.
Yeah. Hi, Phil.
Hey.
We're going to talk about you in a little bit, but we're going to wait because Phil dropped a
Oh, yeah, there's a
one.
big announcement.
A big one on
just,
us.
Just hang in there with
huge.
us.
It's like the size of the city behind you. It's a big one.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right, now we're going to get to weather first, though, Phil.
Yeah, and we're talking about an overcast sky out there. There's been a little bit of drizzle and some flurries in a few locations. Right now, officially at O'Hare, just cloudy skies. That temperature's been holding steady for the last several hours at 34 degrees. Here's a look at live Doppler 7 Max. You can see hardly anything showing up on radar in the immediate area, but look back to the west, out towards the Iowa line. We're picking up some flurries. Some of that activity could get in here later tonight, but a better chance of snow showers during the day tomorrow. 34 at O'Hare, Midway, downtown, Whiting, and in Merrillville, but below freezing far west. 32 in St. Charles, as well as in McHenry. So be careful. Few slick spots could develop overnight. Temperatures hovering right around or slightly above freezing during the day tomorrow. Best chance of those snow showers mid-morning into mid-afternoon. Accumulations generally less than an inch. So we're not talking about a big snow. Friday, some flurries. Those will end, and then temperatures rebound just a bit, but at least we'll finally get to see a good amount of sunshine as we head into your Saturday.
We'll see in a few minutes. Video shows thieves smashing into this store in Lincoln Park, grabbing everything they can before running out and driving off. It is the second time this store has been burglarized just in the last year. And the owner told our Kate Cogier she's scared it'll happen again.
Less than 5 minutes. That's how long the store owner said it took for burglars to break in, steal, and get away. Tonight, she is sharing images captured from her security cameras in hopes that those responsible will be captured. A group of burglars caught on camera breaking into a Lincoln Park retail shop and getting away all in a matter of minutes.
They were in those gates in 3 minutes. Nothing deterred them from getting in.
The store owner did not want to share her face on camera, but shared these surveillance videos showing the burglars breaking in.
As soon as they got entrance into the store, a whole carload of more of them jumped out and they just ransacked the store.
Chicago police reports say the burglary happened on the 2200 block of North Clybourne in the Lincoln Park neighborhood just before 3 a.m. CPD said 5 males broke into the retail shop, including these locks, and took a cash register and items from the store before police say they fled in a Dodge Charger and Dodge Ram.
I can't even tell you the countless hours that I spend away from my family, working here late into the night, day after day, for someone just to come in and take what's not theirs.
Sadly, this store owner said her store was burglarized a year ago, almost to the exact day, in a similar way.
Where they rushed the store, smashed out grabbed all the stuff. So this is not new to me. This just happened, and I feel like I have PTSD from that incident, and now here it is, it happened again.
But this time she says she hopes by sharing these videos, things will be different.
I'm hoping that someone sees one of these images, sees the cars, and does the right thing and reports them.
Chicago police also issued an alert to businesses in the area about 3 other burglaries that happened late last month with similar circumstances. But at this point, police have not connected them to this latest crime. In Lincoln Park, Kate Cogier, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
All right, Kay, thank you. And the Buffalo Bills saying tonight safety Damar Hamlin remains in critical condition tonight and is expected to remain in intensive care as doctors continue to treat him. Hamlin went into cardiac arrest during Monday's game. He has been in the intensive care unit ever since, but doctors have seen some signs of improvement.
What they were wanting to see from him overnight, they were pleased with. We don't know how long this medical journey is going to be for him, but right now things are moving in a positive direction.
The NFL says this weekend's games will go on, but has not made a decision on if or when the Bills-Bengals game will resume.
Judges deny bail for a man charged with shooting a young mother to death near the House of Blues. This happened in April. Jason McMahon facing several felony charges, including first-degree murder. Police say he shot and killed Tashana Anderson and seriously injured her sister, LaShawn, outside of a bowling alley in River North. The girl's father says he's relieved at the judge's decision today.
He murdered our daughter, and it's just justice. She was a very hard worker, and she was a lovable person. When you put something in God's hand, you have to learn not to take it out. And so just having the patience and everything.
McMahon could be sentenced to life in prison if convicted of these charges.
Today marks 6 months since a young man with a rifle allegedly rained down bullets on the 4th of July parade in Highland Park.
Now survivors of that tragedy want Illinois to ban assault-style weapons. Michelle Gallardo talked with supporters getting ready to make their case in Springfield.
The final 5 days of the 102nd Illinois General Assembly began in Springfield today, and with them an intense period of lobbying during which supporters hope to get the legislature to ban the sale of assault weapons statewide.
For me, activism has been a huge part of therapy. Getting involved and trying to make change has been something that has helped me to take control.
The bill, unveiled last month, was born out of the Highland Park shooting on July the 4th. For many of those who were at the parade 6 months ago today, getting it passed has become a personal crusade.
It is such a huge, grand thing that it is almost incomprehensible even having been through it.
Ashby Beasley and 16-year-old Stephanie Diaz are among those who will be getting on a bus to the state capitol tomorrow, where they will rally and meet with legislators.
Since the age of 5, I've been learning how to duck under desks, turn off the lights, lock the door.
In addition to banning assault-style weapons, the bill would, if approved and signed into law, increase the age to own a FOID card from 18 to 21 and set 10 as the limit of rounds per magazine. Gun rights advocates believe the bill is unconstitutional and are already gearing up for a fight.
I don't think that we lack morals here. We don't sell to criminals. We're equipping the law-abiding with the tools and the knowledge and the training to defend themselves. We've retained local counsel, and we're ready to go immediately into federal court if this thing is signed into law.
Tomorrow's Springfield-bound bus is scheduled to depart from this Highland Park jewel at 8 a.m. with two others, one from Evanston and one from Chicago's South Side, also heading down to the state capitol to lobby for the bill. In Highland Park, I'm Michelle Gallardo, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Interfaith leaders here in Chicago also urging those lawmakers to vote yes and ban the sale of assault weapons. They gathered at Good Hope Free Will Baptist Church on the west side to show their support.
Illinois is now being called. We're preachers. We believe in callings. Illinois is being called to lead the way for the country in banning these weapons of mass destruction.
This news conference happened just 3 blocks from a mass shooting that took place in October. 14 people were injured and 1 person died.
An Orland Park man will spend 2 years behind bars after pleading guilty in the deaths of a pregnant Beecher woman and her 3 young sons. Evelyn Holmes has reaction to today's sentencing.
I don't think there's a good word to explain it.
Reaction from Lindsay Smith's family pastor after a Will County judge sentences an Orland Park man responsible for killing the pregnant woman and her 3 children to 2 years in prison. He spoke for the family after today's hearing.
Nothing that the judge could give would be satisfactory because, like I said, they just want Lindsay and the family back.
The sentence comes after Sean Wolf pled guilty in July to 5 counts of reckless homicide in the deadly car accident in 2017. Saying the case was one of the most difficult he'd ever heard, Will County Judge Daniel Rippey gave Sean Wolf 2 years for each of the victims, including the woman's unborn child, which will run concurrently, adding that no words could lessen the family's pain. Prosecutors say Wolf was driving over 80 miles an hour when he blew through a stop sign at Corning Road and Yates Avenue in Beecher, Illinois, and careened into the family as they drove to Vacation Bible School. The crash killed a pregnant Smith along with her sons, 19-month-old Caleb, 4-year-old Weston, and 6-year-old Owen. Wolf has been in custody since deciding to plead guilty after his trial ended in mistrial last March. During today's hearing, he took responsibility for the deadly crash, telling the court before sentencing, "From the bottom of my heart, I am sorry. I know that the Smith family never plans on forgiving me or not hating me, but I hope they know how sorry I am." Wolf's defense attorney, George Leonard, argued for probation, saying his client is remorseful, is not a criminal, and never intended to cause the fatal accident. While prosecutors gave the judge a victim's impact statement from the children's paternal grandmother for him to read in private, Reverend Frank Italiano, pastor of Trinity Lutheran Church in Crete, who has known Lindsay Smith for almost all of her life, shared a statement from her mother. In it, Tammy Reachers wrote, "After 5 long years, you have lied and denied everything. What you have done is unforgivable. I won't get them back." And while Wolf's attorney plans on appealing his sentence, friends say even with today's sentence, the family of Lindsay Smith will still have a lot of healing to do.
It's a tragedy. I mean, it's not like, and the judge said this too, it's not like Sean Wolf meant to do this, that it was intentional or anything like that. It's a tragedy. And what they want is their family back.
Reporting from Beecher, Illinois, Evelyn Holmes, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
It is such a tragedy. We spoke with ABC 7 legal analyst Gil Sofer about this sentence today and what may have been running through the judge's mind.
It does seem like a light sentence compared to the outcome. I think what the judge was contemplating was that it was not a light sentence compared to the conduct. In other words, people, I think he even may have said this, people speed every day with absolutely zero consequence. In this case, it had catastrophic consequences.
And Sofer also added that Wolf's lack of a criminal record likely also played a role.
Governor Pritzker says he's confident a law ending cash bail in Illinois will eventually be deemed constitutional. These are his first public comments on this matter since the Illinois Supreme Court temporarily blocked the Pretrial Fairness Act until a full hearing can happen. Lower court judge had ruled the law illegally interfered with the judiciary's ability to set bail. Governor Pritzker says while he believes the high court will rule in favor of the act, he vowed to revisit the issue if it stays blocked.
In my view, someone who's wealthier shouldn't just be able to buy their way out of jail when they've committed a violent crime, when someone who's poor can't, hasn't committed a violent crime and will sit in jail. So the whole purpose here is fairness.
Supreme Court saying now it will expedite the appeal of the lower court's ruling, but a hearing date has not yet been set.
Vice President Kamala Harris visited Chicago today, touting the Biden administration's economic recovery plan. Part of that plan includes a $144 million investment to rebuild dilapidated bridges at the Illinois International Port District. Today, the White House calling the 4 bridges that cross the Calumet River, quote, significant to the economy and also critical for marine traffic.
Take the 95th Street Bridge, which was built in 1958. It has not had a major repair in decades, but now I am proud to say we will finally fix this problem.
The vice president also highlighted job creation as part of this announcement, saying thousands of Americans will be put to work to repair, weld, and restore these bridges.
Race for Chicago mayor intensifying as we enter this new year. More candidates starting to put ads over the airwaves, and along with those ads will come new attacks. Political reporter Craig Wall takes a closer look at some of those ads and has reaction from candidates.
What do we really know about Chewy Garcia? Chewy secretly talked with this crypto crook who stole his customers' life savings.
Mayor Lori Lightfoot for the first time going on the attack in her re-election fight with an animated TV ad targeting Congressman Chewy Garcia on multiple fronts.
She's switching now to the campaign ads that are the most effective, the negative ads. She's going after the person that she sees as her chief opponent, her most dangerous opponent, and that would be Chewy Garcia.
Garcia of Illinois.
Chewy Garcia in Washington for the House Speaker vote was unavailable. His campaign issuing a statement calling the Lightfoot ad a desperate attack, adding she can lie all she wants to try and turn around her losing campaign, but Chicagoans will hold her accountable for failing to keep them safe as mayor.
Crime is out of control, and combative leadership is failing us.
Paul Vallis out with his first 2 TV ads focusing on the cornerstone of his campaign, public safety.
You either need to define yourself or your opponent's going to define you. And plus, you really need to identify what the core most critical issue is, and obviously public safety.
Brandon Johnson has a plan to make Chicago safer.
And Cook County Commissioner Brandon Johnson also launching his first ad promoting himself as better for Chicago.
The city of Chicago deserves better, and people see my plan to keep our community safe and strong, our schools fully funded, and making sure that we actually have economic security. People believe that I'm better for Chicago.
Also today, former mayoral candidate Alderman Ray Lopez throwing his support to Willie Wilson.
This endorsement means a lot because it shows us bringing people together.
If he can add voters from a demographic that he has not been successful retracting before, he can move up his votes. He can maybe get into the runoff.
The election is now less than 2 months away, and as this campaign heats up, expect there will be more ads, and in particular more of the attack ads as candidates battle for one of the top 2 spots so they can make it into the April runoff. Craig Wall, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Craig, thank you. This is the second day of a 3-day strike by hundreds of employees at Howard Brown Health here in Chicago. Nurses at the LGBTQ health organization say they're protesting unfair labor practices. Dozens of workers were laid off last week. The president and CEO of Howard Brown Health says the staff reductions are necessary to close a $12 million budget shortfall.
Nominations are now being accepted for Chicago's first official poet laureate. The winner will serve a 2-year term and receive a total of $50,000 in grants for the commissioning of new poems and development of literary programs. Nominees must be Chicago residents, at least 21 years old, among other requirements. The deadline for nominations is January 18th. A winner will be chosen this spring.
Slice of luck, the Greek New Year's tradition celebrated here in Chicago today.
Okay, plus the Shedd Aquarium announcing its free days for the year, and they are coming up soon.
First, the West Coast dealing with rain and snow as the South cleans up from reported tornadoes. That's next. Just days after the San Francisco area saw its wettest day on record over the weekend, Bay Area bracing for more storms. This is some of the damage after a creek flooded this weekend, washed out those roads. Look at that. Now more flooding is possible in the area, and winds becoming a threat too. In the Sierra Nevada mountains, more snow. High winds and blowing snow there, making travel nearly impossible. In Reno, the fire chief says all this snow has doubled the number of calls for help. Officials there urging people to stay off the road.
So many parts of the country dealing with serious weather. Alabama here cleaning up after strong storms earlier today, despite extensive damage to homes and businesses. The mayor of Montgomery says there were no serious injuries.
We're blessed as a community, there's no question about that. This could have been a much different scenario when you consider how many homes and businesses are in this immediate space. So the fact that we only had one minor injury is really only because of God's grace.
So many people impacted by that, but parts of Illinois also seeing storms last night. This video is from Macon County, which is just south of Bloomington.
Time for our weather forecast. Phil, you stayed late. We take a live look outside last night because there was a concern that maybe some of that severe weather would make it up here. It was an odd system.
It was. We had a tornado warning, an actual tornado down near Gibson City in Ford County, and actually had a tornado warning as close to us as Iroquois County, which is just south of Kane County. But fortunately, in our viewing area, we did not get any tornado warnings. Now we're talking snow. Not a big snow by any stretch of the imagination. Snow amounts through tomorrow. You can see 2/10, 6/10 on the NAM. 3/10 on the graph. Not a lot of snow, but maybe enough snow to create just a few slick spots. Haven't seen much snow so far this season. The snowfall total for the season so far stands at just 4.3 inches. Normally by this date, we're up to 10.5 inches. Now, that snow we see tomorrow will be generally less than an inch. Best chance for that snow will be from about 8, 9 a.m. up until 2, 3 o'clock. But again, we're talking in most cases less than a half an inch of snow. Next 10 to 14 days, best chance of snow later next week. Does not look like a monster storm. Matter of fact, we see no big snowstorms anywhere in the foreseeable future. Obviously, that can change, but that's how it's looking right now. Live Doppler 7 Max showing generally quiet conditions in the area. Yeah, we have a little bit of drizzle. With temperatures near freezing, we could see a few slick spots developing and a bit more in the way of flurry activity once you get up towards Freeport and points west. So a better chance of flurries as we get closer to, say, 10, 11 o'clock, and especially the chances of light snow come tomorrow. The high today, little misleading because it happened during the wee hours of the morning, 44 degrees. Average high is 32. Look at that record high, 64. That happened back in 1997. 34 degrees at O'Hare, southwest winds at 8, giving us a wind chill of 27. 32 in Algonquin, 33 in Plainfield, still 35 in Joliet. Geneva, you're sitting at 32, 34 in Merrillville. And as we get on the backside of this upper level low, which is spinning away, you can see it's not that much colder. The Arctic air is not involved with this system, but it is moving very slowly. There you see the rotation right there. And that's what's going to produce the on again, off again light snow and snow showers during the day tomorrow. Meanwhile, you see the swirl off the Pacific coast, a huge storm system. The first batch of heavy rain now moving on shore in California. And look at this, there are flood watches all the way throughout much of California until you get into the mountains where there are winter storm warnings in effect. Some places could get upwards of 4 feet of snow. But back to our area, we're watching that low. It's going to lift to the northeast, kind of getting elongated, but moving very slowly. As it lifts to the northeast, you see this trough of low pressure. That's what will bring us this on again, off again snow showers tomorrow, especially late in the morning. Again, accumulations less than an inch. As that trough moves through, temperatures get stuck in the low to mid 30s throughout the day. Any precipitation moves out by the evening hours, maybe a flurry early Friday, and kind of a gray day, though there could be just a hint or two at the sun Friday afternoon. Better chance of sunshine as we get into Saturday. Friday's high about 35 and a degree or two warmer than that as we get into Saturday. So overnight tonight, the drizzle will change over to flurries. Few slick spots are possible as temperatures get below freezing. Tomorrow, periods of light snow. Mainly an inch or less across the entire area, highs from 32 to 36, but tomorrow possibly the coldest of the next 7 days. You can see for the Bears game, there could be a little bit of a light mix very early in the day. For the most part, it will be dry this weekend. Temperatures a little bit above normal. The warmest weather, that will come early next week. The high Monday up to 42. That will be the sunniest of the next 7 days.
What are you coming over here for?
I was told to.
You know it's important. Let me get my items out of the way.
It's important when we put
Yeah.
the chair next to Rob.
Coffee.
I know. I'm
Closing
sorry.
down the
It's like my little area.
laptop.
Nobody ever sits here.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had an announcement today.
I did.
You want to share it?
Took us by surprise, I gotta say.
That was the whole idea.
I know.
Yeah.
Do you want us to say it, or do you want to say it?
You know, it's been 28 great years, and I've decided that I'm going to retire come March 1st. You know, I saw Helen do it. I saw Stacy Baca do it.
You just
I was
thought, hey.
jealous.
Yeah, right.
I'm doing it too. Actually, it was in the works for quite some time. Just want to go out, see the world as much as I possibly can.
Well, you do
and
love
enjoy.
traveling.
I do, and I love seeing my little granddaughters. They're adorable.
Yeah.
So family and, you know, adventure, that kind of stuff.
It's funny you mentioned those two things because yesterday he was sharing his trip to, it was Thailand,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And you
He
got to
just got
look
back
at,
from-
yes, look at this. Yeah, he's washing an elephant.
Yep. Somebody's got to do it.
How is that experience?
wow.
You know, it was cool, but two things. The water was nasty.
Okay.
And second, you see that elephant behind? He got kind of close. And then there's a one just to the other side of me. And I got kind of like in a position where I felt like I might get squeezed here.
Between elephants?
Yeah,
Do
between
they-
3
Do
elephants.
they need to be washed?
They said we got to bathe them. So
Right. So
I was told.
this American will bathe them. And your wife, was she like, let me get video of that?
Well, you know, you had your choice to go in, and there was like a group of about 12 of us, and about 6 of us got in, and 6 of us said no thanks.
They're huge animals.
They are.
Yeah, beautiful.
How was the scent of bathing an elephant?
The scent wasn't that bad, but the elephants were doing their business while they were in the water.
That's why the water was nasty.
That's part of it.
You mentioned your granddaughters, plural now, right?
Yes, the Serafina
Oh,
got.
there she
there's
is.
Serafina.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that's my little sweetheart. And she got joined by Summer as well. She was born just December 1st, so she's just over a month old, and I plan on seeing plenty of them without being, you know, a pest.
Oh, you're never a pest. What are you talking about? Never.
What is the? Well, we stopped. Like we immediately were like, who is Judy gonna mess with?
I know. Who am I
'Cause
gonna,
these
you
two have
are
been.
going to miss joking around with us.
Of course I am.
I mean, you guys have
Especially
been close for a long time. Yeah, Judy is feisty, and she brings it to this guy, and it is entertainment. And now,
So fun. Who-
yeah, right.
You can still call me anytime you have
Really?
a good insult for me. Just
Really?
text me.
Phil,
or
here,
call me.
take this one.
Right. Will you still babysit Biggie, his dog? Is that? Yeah. I mean,
well,
it's
I don't know.
always
You don't
welcome.
need a babysitter anymore
Yeah, 'cause
now that
it's
you're going to
true.
be home all the time.
Well, and also my niece lives right in the city now, and so she just loves
He
Biggie.
replaced me, basically.
You got pushed out.
I'm like
Well,
a loyal dog sitter.
2 of the kids at college now, right? You know, like
2 of the
he's
kids
like-
at college, you got.
right.
Yeah.
What is the how is Michelle? Are they just thrilled for you, your family?
Yeah, you know, they're very supportive of it. It was something I had decided really months ago. And I don't have any reservations about it, especially because, you know, I talked to John Idler and Jennifer Graves, our news director and general manager, and I'm probably going to fill in here or there if I.
It's funny you
they
said
talked
that.
you into filling in.
Well, I'm not doing it on Christmas Day or Thanksgiving, I can tell you
That
that.
phone rings at Phil. So I was going to ask you that because we're calling it a retirement, but then I read the letter that you wrote to all of us. This is not necessarily goodbyes. I might occasionally fill in, and we'll stay in contact with many of you.
Yeah, so you're not included.
Yeah, right, I was going to say. So I'm going to see
That
you
would've been for you.
Right.
Thank you. I thought so.
Again. No, so we might see you occasionally.
Yeah, I might fill in here or there. You know, I might get a little bored every now and then.
Right.
So.
I don't know. I don't know if you will.
Yeah, I don't know if I will.
The wife wants
Right,
to
yeah.
buy the
She's going to
house,
be like,
Michelle's
go, honey.
I'm done.
Yeah, go
Why don't you
with
go
it.
work?
Yeah.
It might happen.
Probably will.
Well, to say we're going to miss you is the understatement. I've been here for about 8 years, and we've become friends, and I just think you are amazing. The
Well,
world of
thank
you.
you.
There are people for almost 3 decades who have come to you for weather, and they all know you out there.
Yeah.
They all know you, and
Well-
you're like a modest, humble dude.
Well, thank
Really
you.
is.
You know, the coolest thing is, in 3rd grade, I grew up in Flint, Michigan. The biggest snowstorm in Flint's history hit. It was also Chicago's biggest storm, and I remember it vividly to this day. I remember thinking, what caused this? Why was this so unexpected? And it's really what got me interested in the weather. I used to sit in the garage and watch thunderstorms and just be fascinated by the weather. So to be able to make it a career, you know, after graduating in meteorology and working in TV has really been wonderful for me.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And you never really thought you were going to land in television.
No, the TV was kind of an afterthought after I got out of college. You know, how am I going to make a living in this? You know what? You want to tell us about the weather for 2 to 3 minutes, and we'll give you all the equipment you need, and we'll pay you?
You're like, well, that's pretty good.
Yeah, right, and here you are.
You did well, Phil. You did well.
Yeah, you did well. We're going to miss giving you a hard time. We go back and forth.
I enjoy it.
Yeah, occasionally my mom will text me and be like, he's so mean. I'm like, Mom, no, we give each other a hard time.
Yeah.
He's
and
feisty.
I like it.
Yeah, well, from you, though. You rarely do it on camera.
No, I'm very nice to Phil. You keep saying that. I'm so nice to Phil.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the crew knows otherwise, and he puts up with it with a smile.
She always does it, and then it's that laugh right after she
Right, and then you know.
I like it.
Yeah.
Like a good younger sister would do.
It's very enjoyable. If you dish it out, you got to be able to.
Yeah, there you go, yes.
Man, who's going next? You can't take anybody else with you. We're running out of people.
Let's see.
Yeah, no, don't start listing.
Yeah, I can't start listing. I don't know of anybody who's playing, but you don't have to do the math to figure it out. So
yeah, awesome.
So
28 years, huh, Phil?
28 years here.
All right.
37 in the business.
All right, Michelle, you got him full time now.
Yeah, right. No, okay. So he's filling in on the holidays.
Yeah, not on the holidays.
Right. Okay. Thanks for sharing the elephant.
But you're here
wash.
until what?
March 1st.
Oh, yeah, right.
March 1st will be the last day.
All right.
Okay. Well, hope we have you on the show for a big farewell. We got a lot planned.
All right. Sounds good.
Work on that, though.
More elephant washing.
Yeah. Hey, thank you for sharing some of your stories. Man.
My pleasure.
This month, you can visit the Shed Aquarium free. Shed's free days include January 12th through the 16th. In February, you can get in free on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays of each week, starting February 7th. Also, the aquarium will be closed for maintenance on January 17th and 18th.
All right, coming up, a piece of cake may mean a year of good luck for one fortunate person.
He's got good luck. Phil's living the dream right now. I wonder if he was here. Cook County Treasurer Maria Pappas celebrated the new year with the cutting of the I'm totally going to dice this, and Anna, our Greek producer, is going to get.
So how do you say it?
Vasilopita. I think that's pretty
Vasilopita.
Yeah, it's a traditional New Year's cake, New Year's Day cake with a coin hidden inside. Believed that the person who gets the piece with the coin will have good luck for the rest of the year.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Did we find out who got the coin?
Maria Pappas probably, right? Did you see her outfit?
The person who's in charge of the event gets the coin.
Yeah, right. Then she gets the coin. Her jackets are out of this world.
Yeah, she loves her outfits. All right, another major tech company, though, announcing a big round of layoffs. The jobs being cut. We'll talk about that just ahead.
Final preparations underway for the funeral for Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI. Updating breaking news, like we said, we're going to keep an eye on it. This is the chaos on Capitol Hill continuing. That standoff over the House Speaker election. Moments ago, the House voted 216 to 214 to adjourn for the night without another vote. This is live, right? Yeah, we're watching this live. Now this is tape. Lawmakers quickly taking up that motion after returning briefly for the evening. So the plan is they'll return at 11 a.m. our time tomorrow. If that changes, we'll try and get you an update on that too.
Okay, a lot going on there. And final preparations are underway for the funeral of Pope Benedict XVI tomorrow. Pope Francis is set to preside over the service, which will take place in St. Peter's Square. The Vatican says the funeral will be similar to that of a reigning pope and that Benedict's requests for simplicity will be honored. An estimated 200,000 people lined up this week to pay respects to Benedict as he lies in state inside St. Peter's Basilica.
Rick Singer, the mastermind of the Varsity Blues college admission scandal, has been sentenced to 42 months in prison. The singer pleaded guilty nearly 4 years ago to helping wealthy parents of dozens of high school students cheat their way into elite universities, help prosecutors convict his former clients, including high-powered executives and Hollywood actors Felicity Huffman, Lloyd Loughlin. Prosecutors have called it, quote, the most massive fraud ever perpetuated in the U.S. education system.
Salesforce plans to lay off 8,000 employees. That is about 10% of the company's workforce. Salesforce makes business software used by companies around the world. This is the largest cut in jobs Salesforce has ever announced. We are working now to learn if employees in the Chicago area are affected.
Coming up, a juggler shows off his skills.
And later tonight, see the incredible trick shot he made without even looking.
There's a lot going on there. Okay. Also, giving the gift of life, how your blood donation can be a game changer for people with sickle cell disease. The sickle cell anemia disproportionately affects black people, causing severe pain, potential organ damage, in some cases death.
And many times only blood transfusions can provide relief for those suffering from sickle cell disease.
As we prepare for the Great Chicago Blood Drive, ABC 7's Jose Sanders has the story of a young man living a life with less pain, thanks to the donations of strangers.
I've just been living life.
Braxton Hubbard suffered from sickle cell anemia his entire life until a little more than a year ago. That's when he got a gene therapy treatment. Now he's
living an ordinary, average life as a non-disease ridden person with sickle cell free, basically.
That life looks a little more like what an average 29-year-old's life should look like.
Going to movies, just like doing average things that I can do without worrying about having sickle cell.
Before the treatment, Hubbard had to be rushed to the hospital often due to the pain crisis associated with sickle cell anemia. But now,
I feel amazing, and I never knew my whole entire life that I was going to go through, I was going to have this experience. I thought this experience was going to be my afterlife.
But Hubbard says he wouldn't have even made it to this point without the generosity of blood donors.
I look them as being superheroes and heroes from comic books.
And his message is for people to continue donating.
Do it. You're saving a life.
You can get a copy on Amazon. I'm Jose Sanders, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Jose, thank you. Great Chicago Blood Drive kicks off a week from today. The two-day event runs the 11th and 12th. If you'd like to sign up, head over to abc7chicago.com. There are 7 locations. You'll find them listed on the website.
All right, the technology of the future just ahead. We are getting a sneak peek at the new products being shown off, and they are fun. This is just ahead of a big tech conference in Vegas.
Plus, big honor for a 4-legged cheerleader, the dog known for motivating people during the Boston Marathon. Hey, short timer.
Hey, thank you very much. We are seeing fairly quiet conditions right now on live Doppler 7 Max. Few flurries off to the west. Temperatures through the night into early tomorrow, hovering right around freezing with a little light snow. There could be a few slick spots developing. We'll have your entire forecast after this break.
All right, there is a new painting honoring the official dog of the Boston Marathon.
Spencer's inspired thousands of runners. He's been on the sidelines of the race for years, smiling with his flags, cheering on the runners. Sadly, the dog has cancer for the 3rd time, and his owners don't know that he'll be at this year's race, but they're hopeful.
2 years ago, we almost lost him in 2020, and we were like, just make it to Christmas, and he's given us 26 months. And he's such a fighter. We're not giving up hope.
He is incredible. Yeah. Runners remember him. The painting's permanent home will be with Spencer's owners. They plan on putting it on display ahead of the marathon in April. Hang in there, Spencer.
Look at Spencer's face.
Yeah, a lot of people want to see him again. Yeah. CES returns to Las Vegas this week. This event was formerly known as the Consumer Electronics Show.
So this is where you see new products from major companies and from startups showing off their ideas for the future. So we have a few for you. They're all really, really cool. So this is called Bird Buddy. It's a smart bird feeder that takes pictures of the birds, and then they send it to you through an app, so you know what kind of birds you're feeding with your bird feeder. These are already being sold.
Oh, I know somebody who has this, and really close-up shots. French startup Atmos Gear is showing off electric skates. Battery lasts for 20 miles. The founders hope they can be an alternative to electric bikes and scooters, but when they're not charged, you can use them as normal skates. That's a pretty good idea.
And then a South Korean company called Prinker is bringing its handheld device. So this is what it does. It lets you quickly and easily apply temporary tattoos. They are waterproof, but apparently wash off with soap.
That would be interesting.
Pretty neat, right?
Kids might like that, maybe not their parents, and it washes off.
It washes off, yeah. All right, a juggler is sharing some of his tricks online.
His skills go far beyond juggling. Michael Rayner recorded himself spinning a racket through the steps of this ladder, but there's even more to this. It's part of his routine. He also grabs a basketball. There he is spinning it, and then he shoots it without him looking. Is he going to do that here?
He grabs a basketball. Okay, shoots without looking.
Boom.
Really? Did he do that in one take? No.
Probably.
He could not have. But he did it.
Oh, he kind of pushes that thing. I mean, yeah.
Maybe he has a mirror on the other side, seeing where the basket is.
I
I have no idea. But that is pretty cool.
He's making the news
All right,
in
there you go.
Chicago, yeah.
Okay, so today is also National Trivia Day. Had no idea.
I didn't either. Our producer Michelle is going to put us to the test in just a few moments. We're bringing Phil back. He's my phone a friend. So I want him
Is it
here.
your lifeline?
Because he'll probably know the answers to these.
Probably does.
Okay.
Plus, rivalry renewed. The new comments from Hugh Jackman in his fake feud with Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds getting a nomination in the Best Song category would make the next year of my life insufferable. It would, I mean, I have to spend a year with him shooting Wolverine and Deadpool, and trust me, it would be impossible.
So Hugh Jackman's renewing his fake feud with Ryan Reynolds. That was a big announcement. They said they were going to get back together for that new movie.
So the two apparently have been in a rivalry for years. They often taunt each other on social media and insult each other in interviews, but they're both just kidding, all in good fun. So this new battle apparently comes after the song Good Afternoon from Reynolds' movie Spirited made the short list for Best Song at the Oscars. So Jackman there pleading with the Academy not to nominate it. By the way, nominations will be announced later this month.
Did you see that? I wonder if
I did not see that.
I didn't either.
I like Ryan Reynolds. He was
Me too.
great in Free Guy. He
Yeah,
was
we were
great
just
in
talking about that.
Deadpool.
Right.
You know, he's got that dry wit thing going.
Is he a good singer, though?
I doubt
I
it.
don't know.
That movie did pretty well, I think, with Will Ferrell and him, which is like a different take on Scrooge.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Now I feel like we can't because Christmas is over, right? I want to go back and watch.
You can still watch it.
Watch 8-Bit Christmas. I'm telling you, it's a funny Chicago-based.
Wait, what is it
Christ-
called?
8-Bit Christmas.
You have talked a lot about it. You
It's
mentioned
funny.
it. Okay. How old is it? I don't remember it.
2-3 years.
Okay, so it's relatively new.
Yeah.
Phil's going to have a lot of time to watch all those movies.
That's true.
Eventually.
Yeah. Hey, did you know today's National Trivia Day? None of us
Did not know that.
Did you know? Did you know that?
No idea.
Well, Michelle knew, our producer.
Yeah, many
So-
groups are posting trivia questions on social media. Celebrate. Was I supposed to read that, or were you? You are.
I think this is my question for you.
Okay.
Brookfield Zoo celebrated a little early, posting a Trivia Tuesday question yesterday. Yesterday was Tuesday. So the zoo asked people, quote, what do you call a group of rhinos? Not elephants that you were washing earlier, Phil, but rhinos. A colony, a pack, a crash, or a fleet?
Don't scroll up. Don't look. Don't look. Don't scroll.
Don't look.
I want you to see it.
Phil,
I'm
what do you
going to
think?
go with, it's either A or B, I'm guessing. I'm going to say a colony.
Colony. I did not know, but I looked, so I cannot answer. Did you look?
You know what? I did look, but I was going to say a crash before.
Oh,
I know.
of course it was.
I'm going BS.
Right. Yeah. You were that Trivial Pursuit partner who's like, oh, I was going to say that.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to look, but I knew that. No.
Okay.
It's a crash, apparently. A crash of rhinos.
I had no idea. A crash of rhinos.
That sounds so made up.
But that's why I was going to guess it, because it does sound made up.
That's why you were going to guess it.
Yes. And don't you know, you always guess C when...
When in doubt, just pick C.
Not that I ever did that on a test.
Of course not.
That's why you did so well at U of I, right?
Yes.
They were all C's. I would have known.
Matched her grades.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, moving on
No
now.
way she got C's. Oh, you got the wrong one confused. Oh, here we go. Jeopardy shared a link to its Anytime test you can take online. And in honor of National Trivia Day, here's a question about the show. What year did Jeopardy debut? Was it 1958, 64, 72, or 86? Don't scroll up the prompt.
72. I did not see.
Oh, you didn't look on this one. Okay, I looked.
I'll go 64.
64. Lee was guessing, our floor director?
58.
58. The answer is March 30th, 1964.
Boom.
For the original daytime show, which paved the way for the syndicated show we all know and love that debuted in 1984. And you can watch Jeopardy on ABC7 at 3:30 right before our broadcast.
right.
And if you have like a group of Jeopardy shows,
It's called A Crash.
Yeah, C.
Jeopardy.
Yes, it's called C, letter C. This reminds me of I love the weather quiz you do is it Saturday?
Saturday nights, yep.
Will you keep doing that on Facebook or whatever?
After I'm retired?
Yes.
I don't think so.
You want him to continue working after retirement?
For free, no less.
Right. You're looking at me like I'm crazy. Those are fun. Where do you get them? Do National Weather Service? You just make those up? I mean,
Well, some are from the National Weather Service. Some I just try to, figure out things that are pertinent to what's going on in the weather, or at least have some human interest to them. So.
is it weird? I read it in your voice in my mind. I kid you not.
You read it.
Yes, because you've got this. Yeah, your pace is.
Well, Ravi always makes me. Is it A, such and such? B, because I read off the choices.
Right.
I gotta tell you, when we're at home, my girls, when they do see it, they're like, "Oh my gosh, I'm texting Phil
All right.
the answer." I don't think they're ever right, but it's fun.
Keep doing it. It could be anything. Just Phil, you can have a lot of time, like Judy said.
We'll see.
All right, we'll see.
Okay.
Do this forecast for us. You're
Oh,
still
yeah.
employed here.
You do have a job to do right now,
Yes,
Phil.
we're paying,
Oh, darn.
paying you through March.
You want to do it, Judy?
No, thank you.
The weather. All right, yeah, we are talking about a little bit of snow on the way. Not going to be a big deal, but you can see as we head through the day tomorrow, lower 30s, maybe mid 30s at best. Best chance of that snow flurry and snow shower activity will come midday with minor accumulations possible, but with temperatures very close to freezing, there could be some slick spots in some locations, especially some of those bridges and overpasses. So here's the European showing the snow totals, generally a half an inch or less. Few places might get just slightly more than that, but nobody's going to get over an inch out of this as the upper level low moves into the area. You can see some snow developing up in Wisconsin, fairly quiet across much of the area. There's some of the flurries back in northwest Illinois, but this is actually weakening as it moves eastward. The best chance for that accumulation between about 9 a.m. tomorrow morning and 3 p.m. in the afternoon. 44 for a high today, but that happened shortly after midnight. Most of the day, we are stuck in the mid to upper 30s. Last year on the state, we had a high of 35. The low, at least so far today, has been 33 degrees. We're at 34 in Elmhurst as well as Burbank, 33 in Geneva, 33 in Waukegan, and you can see temperatures fairly uniform across the Midwest. You see the circulation there, that's the upper level low, but the thing is, it's cut off from the main polar jet stream, so it's not tapping any of that Arctic air. There it is. There's the snow showers. The heaviest snow with the system has been up in sections of Minnesota. Minneapolis getting a fair amount of accumulation earlier, and especially up towards Duluth. But in our area, just thick overcast. Don't expect much in the way of sunshine the next couple of days. That could change, though, as we get into Saturday. So you can see most of the night will be dry. Few flurries possible early tomorrow. Better chance of that snow midday tomorrow. Notice temperatures right around the freezing mark, getting up to about 34 for a high. Then as we get into tomorrow evening, that precipitation moves out. We start Friday kind of overcast. Could be a passing flurry. Temperatures, I think, a degree or two better than what you see here come Friday afternoon. It could be a hint of sun, but a better chance to see a good amount of sunshine come Saturday. So lows tonight getting just below freezing. Any patchy drizzle will change over to flurries. Few slick spots, especially for you folks in the northwest suburbs up in McHenry and especially in northern parts of Kane County. Highs tomorrow 32 to 36. Periods of light snow accumulations generally less than 1 inch. Tomorrow's high of 34, quite possibly the coldest of the next 6 days. Sunday, there could be a little light mix early, and then as we get into early next week, very mild Monday into first part of Tuesday, and then temperatures start to fall as it turns somewhat colder by the middle of next week.
Bill, thank you. The bus for dogs next. The couple getting a lot of attention for their rides for rovers.
Oh, okay.
There's a bus just for dogs. A couple in Alaska started it.
This is a lot of fun. Their TikTok videos from the bus are getting a ton of attention. CNN's Jeannie Mose reports on the doggy bus.
Good morning, Bama.
It definitely isn't a Greyhound bus, but there are hounds in it.
Good morning, Jake.
Nothing but dogs jumping into their assigned seats, attached to leashes rather than seat belts, picking up waiting passengers with wagging tails.
Good morning, Amaru. Would you like a complimentary liver with your bus ride?
Nobody said no.
Jake. Dasher. Gumbo.
This bus is better than an airline.
Excuse you, you already had yours.
The doggy bus
Load up!
is operated by Mo Mountain Mutts in tiny Skagway, Alaska. It's a husband and wife team offering dog training and dog walking. Do the dogs know their own seat?
Most of them do. The new puppies don't. They'll try to just jump in any seat available until we shuffle them back into the licky puppy corner.
The licky puppy corner? They're practically necking in the back of the bus as they ride to outings.
Yarrow, notice are tangled.
The bus offers the potential for entanglements, but when we watch them disembark...
Jake, Amaru, Odie, go ahead.
They were better behaved than a busload of kids.
I can't tell you how many of these dogs were monsters before I started working with them.
That's Mo Thompson's own little monster chiming in. Oh, sure, some of the passengers are rule breakers.
Excuse me, ma'am, your tail is in the aisle. Ma'am, you're gonna have to adjust your butt. Thank you.
But there's one seat that's off limits.
Who's honking the horn? Bama!
Bama's ready to trade her dog license for a driver's license.
Excuse me, ma'am, you're not driving. Get out of my seat.
Jeannie Mose, CNN.
Hello, everyone.
New York.
Oh, you can see why those videos are so popular.
I want to meet them all.
They are very well behaved.
Yes. I just want to ride the bus and run around with them in Alaska. Holy cow.
I like that. That's cute.
It's a great way to end this show.
Thanks, Michelle, for including that video. Michelle, our producer. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. For Phil Schwartz, I'm Judy Sue.
I'm Rob Elgis. All three of us will see you again at 10 over on ABC7.
That's right. We'll be here. See you at 10.